Okay. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Allah reminds us in the Quran that Islam is not always going to be convenient for you. In Surah Al-Hajj, chapter 22, verse 11, Allah says, وَمِنَ النَّاسِ مَن يَعْبُدُ اللَّهَ عَلَى حَرْفٍ. Says there are some people who worship Allah on the edge. Right? So what does it mean on the edge? On the edge, we're talking about like on the edge of a cliff. Like imagine you're hiking somewhere and you like get close to the edge like of a mountain, and then people tell you like, hey, stay back, don't go so close to the edge, because if you get too close to the edge, what's going to happen? You're going to fall off. So Allah is saying that there's some people, they worship Allah, they practice Islam on the edge. They like to get as close as possible to the edge as they can, and they're not worried about staying a little bit back and keeping some distance. So in what context is he mentioning that? He says, فَإِنْ أَصَابَهُ خَيْرٌ اطْمَأَنَّ بِهِ. So if something good happens to that person, they're very content, they're very happy. Allah has blessed me, everything is going great in my life. وَإِنْ أَصَابَتْهُ فِتْنَةٌ انْقَلَبَ عَلَى وَجْهِهِ. Says, and some test comes along their way, they turn back on their face, they turn back on their heels, and they're like, oh no, this is horrible, I can't be Muslim anymore. I can't practice Islam anymore. I can't pray. I'm not feeling it anymore. You're just completely gone because you've been tested with some calamity in your life. You get sick. You go through problems in your marriage. You go through problems with your children. Parents are stressing you out. You lose your job. Something happens and you're like, I can't do this anymore. I'm just not feeling it. And then what does Allah say regarding that? He says, خَسِرَ الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. Says that type of person, they have lost this dunya, they've lost this world, and they've lost the next life as well. ذَلِكَ هُوَ الْخُسْرَانُ الْمُبِينُ. And that is the most clear loss. That's like the worst type of loss you could ever encounter. You lose your world and you're not happy in this world, you're not going to be happy in the next life. So this idea of being strong in your faith just when it feels good, when everything is going great for you, you're like, I feel so good, because I can pray, I can fast, I can read Quran, I can make dua, I can do all of these things because everything's going great in my life. But then you're tested with something and then you're like, oh, I can't do any of this stuff anymore. That is the definition of worshiping Allah on the edge, getting to the edge of the cliff, because now you're in danger territory. Now it's like, I'm only going to practice Islam, I'm only going to be a good Muslim when I get what I want. When Allah is giving me all the stuff that I want. And then when He doesn't, when I get tested with something, I don't want to do this anymore. And Allah is saying, you know what? That's not the way it is. That's not the way your life is going to be. Your life is a test. And the reality is you need to make sure that you avoid getting to this edge, avoid going into this dichotomy, this idea that I'm only going to worship, I'm only going to be a good Muslim because it's going to be for my own personal benefit. Sometimes you're being tested. It may not be for your immediate benefit, but for your long-term benefit, it's going to be there. So this is our mentality, and we should always ask Allah. We ask Allah to help keep our hearts firm in this religion and not make us among those people He's described as worshipping on the edge. Ameen.